death was not in vain. I'm dead though. Okay, well, because of how they did it, like I said, it felt like Nemesis would chase you through the game, and it was really tense because you never knew when he'd show back up in this playthrough. With the remakes, I love what they did with Mr. X, and if you were dumb, he'd find you pretty quick, which he actually had a system that once you learned that, you could manipulate it really well.
I didn't try doing that, but I really got annoyed with Mr. X because it felt like no matter where you were, he knew you were there, and I could understand that if he was, like, in the building near you, but he shouldn't be on the other end of the building, like, you know, on the 3rd floor while you're in the basement running and he can just hear that on the other end, you know what I mean?
That was the thing, though. That was part of the system. Is A, he wasn't a random entity. He would despawn and then respawn in an area near you eventually, just to save space, you know? But the way it worked is if you shot your gun, he would just zoom in on you. If you're moving things around, it'd take him a little longer. If you're running, same thing. If enemies started making noise coming at you, he'd lock onto the noise again. If you walked real slow, it would actually take him forever to find you. Eventually, he would always find you, though. The big thing was buying time to get what you needed done, or getting away from him. Where Nemesis, like I said, you have the one free roam spot, which I loved, until I found a couple things that made it feel kind of dumb. Like, in that first little plateau where it shows you the zombie mechanic for dodging, perfect dodging. If you go into the store, like the little fucking toy shop pharmacy place, he just stands outside the window and stares at you. He doesn't go inside, and it just looks kind of silly. Or like the whole, oh, he's gonna chase you into save rooms, and then you go in with that knowledge, and sure enough, the first save room after he's introduced, he can follow you in there in the donut shop. But after that, no. That's the only save room he can enter.
I've never actually been chased into the donut shop.
Well, if you run in there and he isn't actively on your ass, he jumps over it. Because he tries to catch you on the other side. They actually did, like, his chase mechanic really well. I really liked it. But again, it was too short. That and, like I said, I hate how they skipped forms. Because the first form, I don't like what they did with his face. I don't know why, but the nose throws me off. But that's probably because I'm so used to his old model. So I'll give that a pass. The rocket launcher, I hate how it was in that one spot, never seen again. I love the flamethrower. I wish it hadn't gotten rid of it so fast. I wanted to see that come back. I love that mechanic of trying to stay ahead of him, again, while trying to get shit done. He didn't have his second form from the original, which was where he lost his weapons, but his arms became uncovered and he did a rapid mutation with tentacles, and he'd like grab at you and slap at you and shit. I really wish I could have seen that with the new engine. I feel like that would have looked amazing. Instead, he went immediately into dog form, and that was something I actually had a huge problem with, because A, it felt like that whole dog form fight was introduced the way it was purely to show off the fucking sticky grenades. I don't know about your opinion on that, but that's how it felt to me.
I didn't really approach it from that kind of mechanical perspective. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm doing this now.
Yeah, that's how it felt to me, though. That and how rapid the mutation happened almost threw me off with how quick it did. Because, like, you see him go into the water on fire, and you're like, oh, fuck, he's on fire. And me being a veteran player, I was like, oh, that means his suit's fucked. That means he's probably gonna come back at us and be like this big, angry, buff motherfucker. But no, he just instantly mutates into this giant, amphibious dog man thing. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna fight him. Nope, you're gonna run down this bridge. Okay, then I'm gonna fight him. Nope, then you're gonna fight in this rotundra-looking place, and you hope he doesn't fucking just jump from the top of the clock tower and gank your ass. Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna fight that form after that. No, after that you're gonna fight him in this, like, acid holding facility thing, while Carlos tells you he's behind that one. I'll fight him after that. Nope, he becomes a goop monster after that, like every other generic game ever. Oh. Okay. Honestly, that was where I started kind of going, eh. I was not a big fan of the final fight with Nemesis. Mind you, that's also because I made the mistake of trying to do it on the hardest difficulty, which is actually proven to be impossible. So I feel dumb wasting my time. He actually mechanically cannot be beaten on the hardest difficulty, which pisses me off.
How does that work?
He attacks too fast. The second he hits you, you are dead. You have to perfectly time every single dodge through the whole fight, or he stun locks you to death. And that's with every single damage debuff coin you can get on him. It's really badly designed, honestly. And I'm not a big fan of those kind of fights anyway, just because, like I said, he kind of felt like generic sci-fi goo monster. Which, I'm so tired of fighting giant blob monsters in games. And the railgun, Again, I see why they went for it, and I'm not gonna shit on it. It felt like a big action scene, I'll let them have it. I like the more realistic tone of the original railgun, though. Oh fuck, I'm dead. I don't know if you played the original.
No.
So, you beat the remake, right?
Yes.
Where you have to wait for it to charge and push the charger pods in. Yeah. That's Titan. Fuck. How did you not kill me? I literally walked into this building.
These guys seem to be mostly just running around and staying on rooftops.
I see that. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, it has its own merits. I'm not gonna shit on it for that. Now, in the original one, you were in... I forgot if it was like a back storage room or if it was just the top of the building. I'll have to actually go play through it again. I have it on my plate. But when you first walk into the room, there's these, just like in the remake, there's these, but there's only 4 of them, these charger things in this giant cannon. An experimental, like, magnetic cannon for anti-ballistic purpose that Umbrella was working on so they could then sell it to the military. But spread throughout that room are like 4 or 5 dead Mr. X's sent to actually capture the now at this point rampant Nemesis. And they're in multiple forms too. Like there's one crushed to a wall in his unleashed form, and there's like 3 more spread around, just crushed into the ground, dead. See, you come into that, and if you pay attention to the environment, you see that and you go, what the fuck happened here? And then that's when this tentacle muscle blob thing comes in, and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna shoot it. Alright, this isn't doing anything. How do I fight it now? And then that's when you hear, there's a missile coming, and you're like, oh fuck, now I have a timer, and then there's this timer up on the top of my screen. What the fuck am I gonna do? Then you see this giant cannon. And you hear a charge-up sequence for emergency activation happen, and you're like, oh, alright. I have a plan of action. Let's fucking go.
You have some opinions, sir.
And then, like, once you do that, you know, you have this timer on you, the missile's coming, you're trying to charge it to fight it. You're still trying to kind of get a feel for what you're even doing there. And then you shoot it the first time. And it makes this massive gouge through the middle of the room, giving you another avenue to move around the monster to get to everything you need to get it done. And you also have it scream and go all blackened. And then you're like, alright, time to shoot it again. You shoot the second time, it just tears it apart, and it's just a little blob on the ground. And then you're given a choice, because the original gave you multiple parts where you choose one of two decisions. I'm dead. And actually it was a pretty good shot. And the decision was run to get to the chopper, or pick up a magnum and waste time to finally finish off Nemesis, which is where the iconic line, "You want to see stars, I'll give you stars," came from. Now, the reason I'm so impassioned about this is I love Remake. Even the shittier, like, newer ones, I still have parts of them I love.
Mm-hmm.
3, I feel like, was something that was rushed, and it was. They blatantly admitted it. And I feel like could have been just as good as the Resident Evil 2 remake, if not 100 times better than it, if they were given the time to work on it. Yeah, murder that fucker.
I did.
Saw. Shot him right in the face!
I did.
Guy in that building. Fuck that guy. Where the fuck did I just go? That was weird. Oh, someone sees me. There though. Oh hey, I see him. Fuck that guy.
Taken out. Keep fighting, pilot.
I'm on a hill so high. Something, something, read a book, walk the rainbow.
It's amazing how much better we're doing now that we're actually focused.
Say it like I'm not focused all the— uh-oh. Please don't, Mr. Ronan. I swear. I come in peace. That's a total lie, but still.
You dishonor him with your lies.
Yeah, he showed me that with his rocket shotgun.
Oh.
Hey, I killed pretty much all of them as they ran in. I love it. Well, look. Wow. I was really getting fucked that round, wasn't I?
Yep.